This is the story of Peter and the Wolf, set far away in a country called Russia. We learn what happens when one morning young Peter forgets to close the garden gate. Each character in our story is represented by a different song played by our orchestra. Confident and sure of himself, Peter's song sounds like this. The next character in our story is the little bird. Jumpy and high-pitched, the bird's song sounds like this. The duck is the next character in our story. Trent and determined, his song sounds like this. Slinky, always up to something, the cat, the next character in our story sounds like this. Old Grandpa is the next character in our story. His song sounds like this. The sudden and booming notes of the drum make the song of the hunters. Their song sounds like this. And finally, the scary and ominous notes of the wolf sound like this. And without any further ado, here's the story of Peter and the Wolf. Once upon a time, a boy named Peter lived with his grandfather in a little cottage by a meadow in a forest. One morning, the morning you read story, Grandpa said to Peter, "A big hungry wolf has been seen in the forest. You must remember to keep the garden gate shut. You must and don't play in the meadow. The wolf could come out and eat you." Peter listened to his grandfather and did as he was told, most of the time. But this morning, a little bird sat on the branch of a big tree out in the meadow, chirping happily. Peter stopped to listen. He thought, it's much too nice of a day to worry about a wolf. So the better to hear the bird song, Peter opened the gate and went out into the meadow. gate. Peter had left the garden gate open, you see. The duck waddled over to the lovely pond near the street. The little bird and the duck were friends, but the bird felt the pond and the meadow belonged to her, so she flew over to pester the duck. "What kind of bird are you?" the little bird chirped, "when you don't even fly?" "And what kind of bird are you?" quacked the duck, "when you can't even swim?" And so they argued and argued, the duck splashing and diving in the water, and the little bird fluttering and hopping along the edge of the pond.
Suddenly, something caught Peter's eye. Was it the wolf? No, it was just a farmyard cat, slowly crawling through the grass toward the pond. The cat thought, "I'll just grab that little bird before he even notices I'm here." Closer and closer, closer and closer she crept.
Peter saw what the cat was up to. "Look out, little bird," he shouted. The bird flew up into the tree to safety. The duck quacked angrily at the cat from the middle of the pond. "Leave my friend alone," he cried.
But the cat was not interested in the duck. She crawled around and around the tree and considered again how to catch the bird. "If I climb up the tree," she thought, "will he only fly away?"
Just then, Grandpa came out. He saw Peter in the meadow and saw they had left the gate open too, and he was angry. What would you do if the wolf came out? Grandpa scolded as he marched Peter home. But Peter did not listen. He was not the sort of boy to be afraid of a wolf.
No sooner had Peter and Grandpa gone inside the gate and Grandpa gone into the cottage than the big gray wolf came out of the forest. He crept towards the pond, staying well hidden.
Just then the cat scampered up the tree after the bird. "Look out!" quacked the duck to the bird. In his excitement, he jumped out of the pond and right in front of the wolf. The duck ran as fast as he could, but the wolf got closer and closer. And closer, until with one gulp he swallowed the duck whole. Then the wolf began to pace around and around the tree, greedily eyeing the cat. Meanwhile, the cat crept down the branch toward the little bird. Peter saw all what was going on from behind the closed gate. All at once he knew just how to rescue his friends and catch the wolf, but he must be quick.
Peter ran and found a strong rope. Then he climbed onto the high stone wall so he was in reach of the branch of the tree. To catch the wolf, Peter would need the little bird's help. First, he climbed onto the tree and scared the cat away. Then he whispered to the bird, "Fly down around the wolf's head, but be careful, he doesn't catch you."
The bird flew off the branch and floated all around the wolf's head, brushing his nose with her wings and making him very angry. Just when the wolf thought he had caught the bird, she would dash away. till he was right over the wolf. He made a lasso with the rope and lowered it down. Deftly, he looped the lasso around the wolf's tail, and with a mighty pull, he clinched the rope tight. Peter had caught the wolf.
The wolf struggled hard to get away, but the more he jumped, the more the rope tightened around his tail. Peter tied the other end of the rope to the tree and called down, "I'm not afraid of some old wolf." Just then, a group of hunters came crashing and stomping out of the forest, pointing their guns all around looking for the wolf. "Don't shoot," Peter shouted to them. "Look here, the bear and I have already caught the wolf." "The wolf is very dangerous," called the hunters. "Hand him over to us." "No," said Peter, "you mustn't hurt him. Help us take him to the zoo."
What a procession they made. Peter led the way, of course, then came the hunters, leading the wolf with the rope. Then came Grandpa and the cat. Grandpa could hardly contain his pride, though he had been angry earlier.
"He's a brave boy, my Peter," Grandpa said. Above them all flew the little bird, chirping merrily. "Look what we have caught, Peter and I."
And what about the dog? All the way to the zoo, he sat quacking inside the wolf, perfectly whole and well. He made such a noise that the wolf spat him out, and he returned with Peter to quack many another day.
Red cluster, you can start. We're going to take orange cluster outside for the hospital. If you want to take a picture, yeah.